So my name is Mwannesi. I'm a senior instructional designer, project lead, and DEI consultant at HR.com. So I wear a couple of hats there. I'm in our L&D division under our CLO, Heidi Scott, and just creating lots of good, both internal and external facing learning content and learning experiences around a variety of topics, but especially DEI. And so I've been doing this fantastic training with Edstutia on, trying to get a trainer certification here and how to work with AR and VR and how to leverage that for learning experiences. And so that's been pretty exciting. So my knowledge coming into it was virtually none. My son, my oldest child, has a VR headset, which he uses for gaming. And so I've played on it a couple of times just because he was, so excited and kind of said, Mom, take a look. And so I took a look a couple of times at it, but that's the limit of my experience. I really hadn't had any experience in it prior to that. But my excitement level was at 100. Very excited to get to come in and learn about this new frontier and ways to leverage it to enhance learning and learning solutions. So pretty excited. So yeah, that's kind of where I was before I came in and what I was thinking coming into it, and just very excited and hoping to gain some real knowledge around how and the mechanics of how do you create learning experiences in AR, XR, and VR. How do you make them meaningful and how do you make them effective? We've absolutely been making plans about how we want to apply it. As a part of the certification program, we've all been tasked with creating a training course, a learning experience, a brief learning experience, leveraging VR. And so that's something that our group has been very excited about. It's something we've been collaborating on and developing. And so we're absolutely digging right in there, leveraging the tools and resources at our disposal, and are pretty excited to kind of share what we've learned and what we can do, and some of the basics and beginning of where we think this can go, especially for soft skills. So this program has a broad reach. A wide variety of tools have been introduced to us, including Bramble, which is a 2D VR tool, including, I'm trying to remember the name of all of them, there are a lot, including Membit. Membit is another tool we've been introduced to, which is a video, almost like with videos and pics, and you can tie the pic to a location. So there's that. So there are several tools we've been introduced to, 2D apps that we've been introduced to that we have gotten the chance to leverage a bit. I actually built, not a training, I would say, but I built a little world, if you will, a little DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion house, if you will, in Bramble, which is a 2D virtual reality tool. So, and then, like I said, we are developing the training as a part of the certification program, and that's something that will be in 3D, and that will be leveraging the Edstutia campus, the virtual campus. So we've been introduced to a variety of tools, and they're pretty exciting. So that's actually one of the most exciting parts about the training, is that we do get to leverage Edstutia's virtual reality campus. The VR campus is fantastic. It's fully built out, fully immersive and engaging. You get in there and you feel like you're in a completely different world. And what I love about it is that it breaks down distance and geographic barriers. So our team is very international. We have team members all over the world. Some of us are coming in from the United States, some from Canada, some from the Philippines, some from India, some from the UK, some from Nigeria, Egypt, all over the world. So we have team members located a little bit of everywhere, and this kind of breaks down. I mean, there's Zoom, and you can connect on Zoom, and that's one way of bridging distance. But what's fantastic about VR is that you gain back something that you lose in Zoom, and that's that sense of space, right? The sense of that you're in the same room with other people. You don't have that with Zoom. With Zoom, you just kind of see everybody's faces. With this, you feel like you're standing next to your team members that you get to work with every day, and you can kind of turn and look at them, and they can turn and look at you. You can gesture to one another. You can hand one another items back and forth. You can collaborate together on a whiteboard, and it mimics what you would have done in the real world. So when it's not feasible or realistic to have people from you know, the Philippines and India and China and Nigeria and Egypt and the United States and UK. And when it's not feasible to have all of these people gathered together in a single location, it is feasible to do it in VR. 3D VR and the Edstutia campus makes it possible. The campus has some fantastic resources and tools, which not only break down geographic barriers and bridge distance, but they also help to make it a truly immersive experience. For example, there is the 360 immersive video. So you go into the exploratory, there's a room there, and you go in and you feel like you're in the location. One of the experiences we had was to go to India. Felt like we were in a market in India, and you can turn and look at the characters in the video. It feels like they're looking at you. As you kind of walk through, you almost get a sensory perception that you're kind of smelling the sights that you're seeing around you, which is really cool. And so you get to see and do a lot, and you can interact with other people who came virtually into the space with you as you kind of navigate through this immersive video experience. So that's fantastic. That's something that's very interesting and engaging. It's something that our team is going to leverage for our VR training, the one that we're creating that's going to be in 3D VR. We are going to leverage 360 video, a 360 video on VR that shows first-person perspective on what it's like to navigate the world as an autistic person, a person with that challenge, and how that impacts the way you perceive others, the way you perceive things around you, and how that impacts inclusivity. So as a part of that diversity, equity, and inclusion, you know, that's one way to broach the topic, is to have people, you know, sort of place themselves in the shoes of that person and get that first person experience. Another short video that we were considering, we're trying to decide, we're not sure which one we may leverage. The other one is first person experience on experiencing racial bias. What that's like from a first person perspective. If you haven't experienced it before, what it's like to experience it from a first person perspective. And to be able to include something like that in DEI training is a very effective use of 3D VR, because that's not something that you can, even in Zoom or even in person, you can show the video, but getting that immersive experience where it's first person and you're navigating through this world, kind of leveraging the eyes of someone else and getting a feel for what their experience is like, that's something that's very unique to 3D VR, and something that you probably couldn't get anywhere else. So we love the tools that are available in the virtual campus. So I'm pretty tech savvy. It's not hard to pick up. It's not. Once you, I mean, you know, the first time you can fumble around a little bit, which is to be expected with any new technology. But once you get in there, it's not so hard to navigate. There can be tech bugs and issues. There are some pieces that can be a little clunky, but in terms of just getting in and out, navigating in there, if you have clear instructions and clear directives, it's pretty straightforward. So insight to the experience as a whole, I think this is a great overview. It's a great bird's eye view, if you will, and a great overview of AR, VR, and XR. If you want to understand what those are, what some of the tools and resources at your disposal in those areas are, some ways you can leverage them, and just learn a little bit more. And if you're a newbie and kind of beginning to explore in that area, I think this training is fantastic for that. And it kind of gives you that view that you need and that insight that you need, so you can then move forward confidently in this space and make decisions about what makes sense for your organization to leverage. So I think that's fantastic.